Y'all, Kodansha is on a winning streak. They just can't stop winning. We got some license announcements to talk about and just some other exciting things with that because, man, it was awesome. It was awesome. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. So excited to be here as well because last week I was really under the weather, had a random fever and some other cold-like symptoms that felt more extreme than a cold. I don't know what happened. Thankfully nobody else in my family got sick and nobody got me sick. So it was just really weird. But I was very thankful to be feeling better because last week was my 15th anniversary with my husband and then we had Kodansha announcements. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything personally from Seven Seas. I know that they did have a cat Josei manga and it's a colored manga, I believe, but nothing that was like a huge win for me, but we can go ahead and jump right in. But before we talk about those Kodansha wins, Magical Girl Dandelion had a new chapter last week. It was amazing. I am almost uncertain of what to say, though granted, if you're looking at the graphic that I'm sharing that VIZ Media did, like the tweet, then you'll see the magical boy thing. Yes, that was the thing. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. Very emotional opening chapter that I was not expecting, and not just the opening, but things with our magical girl, seeing things from her past. Oh my gosh, my heart just felt like it was being ripped out. There were so many great scenes though, like this magical boy, he was slain and it was great. It was fantastic. I'm so excited as of filming this video today. In 10 more days, we're going to be getting a new chapter. I'm really excited because where it ended, pun intended, it ended with a bang. I'm so excited to see what unfolds. And then, you know, volume 2, it released in Japan, and I just cannot wait to see the official English cover. Can't wait to have this on my shelf and reread it as much as I want without having to go back like on the app and read, but just pull it off my shelf and boom, just read it. And if that was not the only exciting thing, though it's not related to the VIZ app, but it is related to K-Manga, love that's an understatement, is officially on K-Manga. And I was so excited to see other people excited for this because this is such an amazing series. I'm currently double dipping on it. I'm actually debating if I'm going to triple dip on it when it comes to the volume 1, the first one, the physical, because I bought the first edition of volume 1 physically, and then there was like from what I've seen, there was a size change. If there wasn't a size change, there definitely was a print quality change, and I already had it digitally. Now I'm like, well, if it doesn't match this upcoming news I'm about to say, then I know I'm gonna want volume 1, because that was the biggest win for me that came out of the San Diego Comic-Con, specifically from Kodansha's panel. That love that's understatement, volume 2 is officially coming to print. Y'all, I have never been so more thankful to have waited, to have delayed the Josei release calendar by 1 week. Don't worry, it is coming this Friday. But y'all, if I had did it last Friday, which I typically do on the last Friday of the month, I would have not been able to include it, and I would have been heartbroken. And not just Love That's Understatement Volume 2, but also Blade Girl Volume 2 is coming to print. Now, I have not seen for Blade Girl just yet, but I can confirm that Love That's Understatement Volume 2 is up for pre-order on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. Yes, I have locked in my pre-order. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to have this volume. Like, I feel like we have been waiting a good hot minute, and so I was so overwhelmingly thankful that Kodansha gave us that update. That was, again, a huge win, like the biggest win for me. I was celebrating, I was squealing, having a great time, and I cannot wait to reread Volume 1 because it's going to be coming out. Both of these volumes will be coming out August 5th. Though supposedly, if you're a Prime member, Amazon's saying that it'll come August 2nd. I don't know about that because Barnes & Nobles doesn't say that. Well, granted, obviously it wouldn't in the sense of the Prime thing, but I didn't see anything about them shipping it early, but we can know for certain August 5th, and it's going to be on my release calendar this upcoming week, and I'm just so excited. But there were some other very interesting titles that I'm excited for. The first one is actually a seinen, and that is Cat Life Balance. So this one on my radar probably a few months ago when a friend of mine, Phantom, in my Discord server had shared about the art, and it looked so cute. And as I was looking into this, because funny enough, the morning of the announcements, the creator actually came out and say that her book is coming in English. She had shared the official cover. She didn't say who it was, and it was funny because we're like, is this Kodansha or it could be Seven Seas, because Seven Seas, you know, be doing all the cat manga outside of like one other series. Well, no, Kodansha actually does have a few cat manga, but you know, Seven Seas, I feel like every month this year we've gotten a new cat manga. But anyway, but yeah, I really didn't know. And then we saw the news for Kodansha. I was really excited because the quality is really always good. I mean, Seven Seas quality is really good too, but it was just exciting. I think just all around. It was just great. And this manga is a seinen manga. It is about, it seems, a young man and a young woman. They work in the same office, and the guy has like this reputation of being like the prince of the office because apparently he can just never say no to anything, whether that's changing light bulbs, whether that's doing extra overtime work for other people or for his boss. While the female lead, she is very stoic, and apparently she takes a verbal beating from her boss in the sense like he takes out his frustration on her, and she just sort of takes it in. She seems to be really gloomy. But then one day, the male lead, he, I guess, is out walking by himself, having a beer, and he comes across her having the like biggest sunny deposition or smiles or something that just is so opposite of her that I'm assuming he probably does a double take. And the reason she's so happy is because of these stray cats in this area that she is playing with. And I guess this leads to a change in him if he wants to continue to be this prince of the office, or if he's going to, I guess, change his life because of cats. I don't really know, but cats definitely are involved. I'm so excited. I actually looked yesterday at different pages. The art is fantastic, and I cannot wait. It has been a hot minute, I feel like, since I've been really excited for a seinen manga, because typically shoujo is just the one, and then for shonen it'd be like Twisted Wonderland and Kaiju 8. So it was like really cool to see a seinen manga that I'm really excited for. But there is another seinen manga that I'm very interested in. I'm unsure if I'm going to get it. I actually sort of want to wait to see the chapter 1 preview first before making that decision. And that is a new magical girl manga that's coming out called Magical Karina. Kodansha's sort of repping this as that's perfect for fans of Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura, but apparently it has its own fresh spin on the magical girl genre. Now, I haven't read many magical girl manga, so I don't really even know what that would look like for me personally. And I honestly wasn't a huge fan of this cover. I think it's beautiful, but it really didn't speak to me of what this manga is about, because if you look at the Japanese cover, I love it. It has this retro vibe, and when I looked at the preview on Bookwalker of chapter 1, I loved the art. The art completely captivated me, and I'm like, I hope my budget has enough space for this. It seems to be that this young woman, from the blurb I was reading on Kodansha's website that has like a much longer in-depth blurb, is that this female lead, she is just your ordinary high school girl, or she thinks she's an ordinary high school girl. Something happens and her grandmother ends up passing away. Not only that, but like she's also working, and even though her grandmother seems to have just passed away, she still goes and does her schoolwork, goes to her job. I'm like, girl, how are you functioning? Like, that's a lot for like any person in general. But then a twist happens, and this young boy comes into her life because apparently like there's this elephant-like thing in the sky that's coming after her. Nobody can see it but her. I'm assuming that this guy sees it, and he tells her, you need to transform or you're gonna die. Make your choice. And she's like, what are you even talking about? I can't transform. Like, what in the world is happening? Something does happen, and she does transform. Somehow she has like a cool staff, because it mentioned in the blurb that she feels this staff can do some damage. And so I'm very curious of how this one is going to be. Like, what is it offering to the magical girl genre of it having its own twist? This girl, though, feels like she's at the breaking point. Like, there's so much that she's doing, and I'm like, girl, how can you be a magical girl if you're grieving for the loss of your grandmother, you're working, you're going to school? Like, again, that's just a lot. So I'm very curious to hear more about this one. And again, I do like the cover. Like, you know, after reading the blurb and seeing the art, it seems really interesting. And honestly, like, this is one I'm like, yeah, the cover's great, but the art, when you look at the pages, I would definitely recommend it. It just looks so cool. It looks really good. So hopefully we will get a preview on the international Bookwalker site, I think it's called, and see what it's about, because I really want to hear more about this one before making that ultimate decision. But you know, I do want to make that decision to ultimately get it. But there was a Josei manga that several people were really excited about. This one was called Whoever You Are, I Love You. And this is a manga that comes from the VIZ magazine, which I believe is a Josei imprint, or it's like a Josei magazine under Kodansha's line. I don't know if this is for Me, it says it's a world of digital deceit gives way to very real danger in this tense romantic crime thriller. Now, I love the cover. It sounds like an engaging read. It sounds intense. It sounds intense. I was like, what does it mean when there's digital deceit? And the vibe I was sort of getting is that the young woman, or the female lead, that she isn't married. She's 32, but she's still really happy. She's engaged to this wonderful man. And then some other dude comes in, and it sounds like he's saying, hey, your fiance, who you think he is not actually who he is. And that, I feel like, is where like the deceit comes in the whole romantic crime thriller. It does seem like it does have this love triangle, and I can't tell if things are really dangerous for the female lead or if it's like she's okay. She's probably not, but that she's okay and has just been put into this world and trying to do the best that she can. I'm not really sure. I definitely want to check out a preview of this one as well. It doesn't sound like this would be something personally for me, but it is one that I'm really excited for everybody who was like super hyped, at least on Twitter, and was like feeling this was a huge personal win. And I'm just curious to hear more about it and what people think, because I hope the girl's okay. Like, hopefully too, that it's not like something major with her fiance. I'm like, that's cold. That's hard. And just like, oh, when you find out that who you thought this person was that you deeply love isn't the person that you thought they were, and this other person comes in, this challenger interloper, like, what do you do? What do you do in this situation? So I'll be very curious to hear more. But yeah, many congrats to anybody who was really excited for this. Rewinding a little bit, when I said that I feel like Kodansha doesn't have a lot of cat manga, I thought of this new license that they got, which is part of Cheese Sweet Home, though it's Cheese Sweet France. And apparently now their family has moved to Paris, and it's the shenanigans that unfold in Paris. And I was like, yeah, they have plenty of cat manga. It's just, I don't know why I've never made that connection before. I've actually never read Cheese Sweet Home, but let me tell you, when my daughter found out that this was getting licensed, she's like, I want it. And I honestly am really excited because, yes, she overheard me talking about the cat life balance to my oldest and was like, oh, we need that, Mom. I don't feel like that is geared for her. I don't think there's anything inappropriate in it, but like Cheese Sweet France here, this is definitely more her age. It does say ages 8 and up. So I am excited, and I guess we're going to be getting it. And this will be our first introduction sort of to the whole Chi franchise. Is that can I call it that? Because I've never read any of the other Chi manga, though I've heard it's really sweet, and I'm pretty confident that my library does actually have it, so it's probably something I should look into, but we might be starting with Chi Sweet France first before we get to the main series. Now, this is some crazy news. It's not about anything new that's been licensed, it's about reprints. Now, this isn't just shoujo related. Honestly, I saw this. Shout out to Mary Manga, and I've been so thankful for how they've been giving like these news-like tweets that I have not seen anywhere else, and it's just really awesome. They are a manga distributor. Is that the right word? They basically sell manga on their website though, and it's brand new. You can pre-order from them and everything. Would definitely recommend them. I often follow their tweets and whatnot, and I follow them in general just to see what things are coming, because they really do a great job of informing the community, such as what I wanted to mention is Eyeshield 21. Yes, Eyeshield 21, a series that from my understanding has been out of print, but now volumes 1 through 9 are getting reprinted. Not only that, but Hikaru no Go volumes 1 through 6 is also getting reprinted. And if you go to a different tweet, I don't have it saved here, they actually do say the actual dates of when everything is coming. And it's not just this that's getting reprinted, because if you look at another tweet they made, they mentioned Case Closed, D. Grayman, Combat Butler, How Do We Relationship, Kimi ni Todoke, Slam Dunk, World Trigger, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, I didn't list out all of the volumes, but Kimi ni Todoke for the shoujo community is such a huge win. I honestly remember buying Kimi ni Todoke, my series, because I found out that it was starting to go out of stock, and I was terrified that I would not be able to get these later volumes. So now volumes 18 through 22, 24, and 29 are coming back in stock. So you're going to be able to collect it. And they do, I don't know if it's this tweet, I think it's a different tweet. They also put the dates, and this one here, I'm going to share the final one that they had because they had at least 3, is there's even more reprints. And I am shocked, for the very first one they mentioned, which is a shoujo, is A Devil in Her Love Song Volume 1. I thought that series was going own out of print, so it is surreal. And then we have All Horror Ride, volume 10 and 13. We go down a little bit more. We see a whole bunch of Haikyuu and Hunter x Hunter. And then we even have Nana volume 2, which I thought was interesting considering, you know, we talked about the cover reveal last week of the 25th anniversary edition. Also Neighborhood Story volume 1, Prince Freya volume 2, and then we have some volumes of Snow with the Red Hair. I am just blown away that we are getting these reprints. Again, shout out to Mary Manga because it is so encouraging and helpful when you see dates like this, because I've never seen like Viz Media actually, or really many publishers say, hey, these older series are getting reprinted and here's the dates. And it makes me hopeful that maybe Strobe Edge volume 6 can finally get reprinted. I think it'd be really amazing if series like From Far Away or Basara, if they got reprints. I don't know if that would actually happen, but man, it would be so nice, especially From Far Away. Like that would be absolutely incredible. Though I am still hoping that From Far Away will get that Red River treatment and we'll get a 3-in-1 omnibus at some point. Same with Basara, because I just had a friend that read it. My friend Tony had a really fantastic review. I'll leave it linked in the corner so you can go see it in her latest reading wrap-up. I think it was like her quarter reading wrap-up video. And I loved everything she shared, even though she did mention it is pretty dark. I'm still really excited and still would love to try it though. From Far Away, that is like the ultimate out-of-print series that, at least from Shoujo Beat specifically, that I would love to have. But at least we're starting to see that things are getting reprinted, which is just an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing. Now we can go into some anime news. And y'all, to some Wonderland, we had some new anime news come out and I was so excited. So I'm not going to go through this list, but they did reveal the additional cast information for Twisted Wonderland. I was excited to see some voice actors, like all the original voice actors in the game. Now I didn't double check everything, but from the names that I saw, that yes, that those characters that are in the game, the original voice actor is coming for the anime. I would have it no other way. I was overjoyed to hear that information. I was like, yes, thank you. And I was excited too to see Chenya, which is sort of like a side character in the game that we don't see much of, but I absolutely love. I'm like, yes, please let him have a bunch of appearances in the anime. I would absolutely love that. And just like we've done with other Twisted Wonderland information that we've gotten about the anime, of course, we got to go check out these stills, look at them one by one. The first one being Savannah Claw, and I think Leona, Jack, and Ruggy, I think they look so good here. I love Jack is just, he's just scowling. He's just being his typical self, and Ruggy's looking really cute. Like, I have a special place in my heart for Ruggy. He's not my top 5 best boys, but he was like the first SS card that I ever got, so I really love him a lot. And then, oh, yes, if I was in this dorm, here we go, with Azul, Jade, and Floyd. I really love how they look, and I really appreciate seeing people give like commentary of why are they in a triangle. That was really interesting to see what people thought of it. I love how it looks, though. I love how we have the shadows, like everything about it. Perfection. It looks really good. And then I love the next one, Kalim and Jamil. I feel like their vibes are just captured so perfectly here. Like, I actually love seeing Kalim really like lounging and laying out, and poor Jamil that he's not getting that same, not treatment, but he ain't able to just lounge about like that. Like he does so much. I have a love-hate relationship with this character, honestly, but I admire how he takes care of Kalim the way he does. And then, oh, I love Vil's hair in this, like, and then Rook, I love his boots, like, it just, and then even Apple at the table, like, everybody looks great here. I can't think off the top of my head right now of which room this is at the Night Raven, but I love how all of the backgrounds have been very different. Like, I think it's just fresh and nice to see different parts of the Academy, and really shows how big the world is, I guess, for the lack of a better word, though we're not really going to be traveling to other parts in actual Twisted Wonderland. We'll just be at Night Raven, but I do love that. I think that they look really good here. And then my boys, Idia and Ortho, who look great, and I was so excited to see Idia's eye bags represented, like, yes, thank you, and seeing Ortho, seeing his eyes, and just how you can just tell from his body language that he's just really happy, and I love it all. I love it all. I'm excited to see more, how it's all going to go down. And then, of course, for the last storm here, we have Silver, Lilia, Malleus, and Sebek, and I love how they look. I know it's really dark compared to the other stills that we've seen, but honestly, I feel like each person's vibe is just like repped so well. Like, I love how chill Lilia looks here. Honestly, even though Silver is in my top 5 of best boys, I feel like Lilia just sort of stole the show, though the one I was second most excited about outside of Idia and Ortho is the teachers. Yes, I love the teachers in Twisted Wonderland, though we'll say Cruel to the far left and then Crowley right next to him. I also do love Vargas, who's on the far right, though in the red. So the far right is Sam. And Sam's a really fun character as well, but I do love Vargas because he's based off of Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, and he's just too funny. Trang, I like him. He's okay. He's definitely not my favorite, but I love how they all look. I'm excited, and I'm really excited that their voice actors are back and can't wait to see them animated. And one thing that I did want to include with this that I thought was really interesting was actually a tweet from Yana herself that she shared. She says the anime includes all the characters besides Hearts. Since there were characters in chapter 1 of the comic who didn't even appear as passerby, could there be some original developments too? I'm excited. Some people were saying that maybe there's going to be original content in the anime that we have not seen in the game, we have not seen in the manga, and we have not seen in the light novel. I love the idea of this. I think it would be really cool to get a greater scope of what everybody is maybe doing in the Night Raven Academy, not just when we're with the Hearts, because yes, that's going to be the focus. Like, we definitely know this. But it'd be cool to see maybe like a random thing of what Leona and the boys are doing, or maybe Azul, Jade, and Floyd. Like something that is not something you might have found in the game or even in the manga or the light novels, but you want something a little bit bigger. I love the vision. I love the idea. I really hope it's executed very well, and I just cannot wait for this to air in October. I've already told my family, I was like, just for the duration that this is airing, we will have Disney Plus, and then after that, that's it. I'm like, I need to see these boys weekly, though if they drop the entire season at once, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I typically have not, no, I should say typically, I have not binge watched an entire anime season like this for like several years. I'm sure your girl could do it though, because it's for the Twisted Wonderland boys, and I'm all here for it. Really, really excited. And that wasn't just this exciting news, like that was the highlight for me. Not going to cap on that, like I was really excited. But also last week we talked about the latest PV that we got from Mechanical Marie, and now we have a new key visual, and I love it. Like, I think it's so great. In fact, I didn't realize the first time, but when you look at the top image of Marie's face, like, she just looks so funny. She looks so funny, and I'm really excited that this is coming out in October. I can't wait to see and hear more. We get the manga next month. Plenty of exciting things for this series. And of course, that's not the only one, though I don't believe this comes out this year. I think it's next year, and that's Though I Am an Inept Villainess. We got 2 new seasonal key visuals, I guess you would say. One of them is featuring our beautiful Reiren, but she is in Kagetsu's body, and I really love, I don't know if this is something that was taken from the light novels because I'm manga only, but they did say that when Reiren is in Kagetsu's body that her eyes turn green. And then if we look at the other seasonal key visual here, we see that when Kagetsu is in Reiren's body, her eyes turn red, and I love that. Like, that is such a fun thing, and I definitely think it will make it easier to realize who's in whose body. I mean, they act very different in each other's bodies, so I feel like it is easier to notice and know when they are, but having that visual element I think will be really nice, and I just think how that these ladies are drawn, how they look is very beautiful, and I'm really, really excited. Like, I cannot wait. Though there is a new Josei anime that is completely coming, and that is My Stepmother and Stepsisters Aren't Wicked. I think that's the full English title, because we do have this in English from 7 Seas. I wish I still had my volumes. I've actually read the first 3. It was very, very cute. It's basically about Cinderella coming to live with her step family, and her terrified that she's going to be treated so bad, that they're not going to love her, that they're not going to care for her, just to find out that indeed they're not wicked. They absolutely love her, but they have some of those scary elements that make it appear like they're going to be really mean. Like, one of the incidents I remember is, we'll say it's a vague example, but it'd be like them eating at the dinner table, and Cinderella's like really scared, like she hasn't grown up in a proper noble like setting, so she doesn't have proper etiquette or manners at the table, and she's really terrified that her sisters are gonna be mad, but they actually like fight over who gets to teach Cinderella, who's the better teacher, who's gonna help her the most and help her first. And if that's not all, then the stepmom steps in and is like, ladies, I too would like to help her. All with these like really stern and scary expressions. I'm really, really stoked. The PV didn't really show much, but I definitely think that the key visual shows a lot. You can definitely see some of that sternness that is shining in the stepmother and even in the stepsisters. I love how they did the background of this, honestly, and I'm really excited. It's definitely a slice of life, because there's not much of a plot, at least in the early volumes that I read, but it's a fun time, and I think this is going to make for a really, really enjoyable anime me. I can't wait to hear more news on this. It's going to be coming out in 2026. I don't remember if it's spring or winter, but I'm definitely going to be looking forward to it, and I'll definitely share more information with you friends when I find out more. And last but not least, the cover reveals, and we're going to start off with Honey Lemon Soda Volume 10. I love how Uka looks here. Like, she's beautiful. Like, I'm ready. The end of Volume 9 just crushed my heart. It was heartbreaking, and I'm like, please, I never need to see anything like that for Uka again. So I'm really excited for Volume 10. I need it like immediately, and though I did read the blurb and it does say Uka's gonna find out things, and my heart's already hurting for her in advance, but I'm gonna hope that there's gonna be some happy, very sweet moments, because there definitely was in Volume 9. And this next one, if you don't want a spoiler for the final volume of Raeliana, then I will definitely put a number here for where you can just jump ahead, because it's gonna be why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's Mansion, Volume 9, which is the final volume, and it is beautiful, it is lovely, and 1, 2, 3, here it is! Oh my goodness, look at them! I'm so happy, Seeing them in wedding attire is everything, because Volume 8 was so intense. I'm like, please, I need these two to have a happy ending. So seeing that, yes, it's coming, it's guaranteed, nobody gonna be able to stop our lovers here, and it's just so very beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. Cannot wait for it to release later this year. I'm gonna be reading it ASAP because I'm so excited to see just how everything's gonna come together, and apparently to see a wedding as well. I literally just happened to see this one probably a few minutes before preparing to film this video, and that is Volume 4, If the Villainess and Villain Met and Fell in Love. The manga, I really love this series a lot. It has been such a gem and a joy to read, and I really love how our female lead is wearing some orange and she's rocking it with her red hair. Like, it's a nice and really beautiful cover, and I'm excited to see where things go in this volume as well, because I felt like we ended on a pretty big cliffhanger for this one, and it sort of felt like our girl just stopped mid-sentence, and I'm like, no, finish your sentence and then you can end, because of course that made the anticipation all the more real for what is going to come, what is going to happen. This one comes out, I think it's in September is when I think that we get the new volume, and I will be seated and I will be ready because I need to know what's going to happen. And then for our final cover here that I'm sharing, which is also the final volume, is The Villainous Turns the Hourglass Volume 8. I didn't know this was going to be 8 volumes. I'm really shocked that it seems like a shorter manhwa series to me. Beautiful, beautiful cover. I actually do have this manhwa on my list for my upcoming Villainous event. I think we're going to be kicking it off in September, like the voting, and then the actual reviews will happen in October, so stay tuned for that. I have heard so many good things for this series, and I truly hope it has a very fantastic ending. All my friends I know are reading, because I feel like I know several, that they deeply, deeply enjoyed it, and I hope that you deeply enjoyed this video, saw some exciting news, saw some exciting wins from Kodansha. Let me know what you're really hyped for. I would love to know, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!